I realize all y'all can hear me. I'm just doing the whole, no, I don't want to do that. The whole, promotion thing or whatever. I really just want to make sure that this is working. This is really what's happening. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. So bear with me a moment, because it's just going to be the blue screen and my voice. My beautiful voice. Yes, we care so much. Meow. She's back and she has things to say. Um. Ooh, what's more? Oh, leaderboards. Oh my god, is season over? Seasonal is over. No. Is it? It is over. Oh, well, that sucks. Dang. Well, Courtney Act was my was my Crusader, right? Was she even seasonal to begin with? I can't even remember. Ugh, why am I getting so caught up with this? Um, well, that sucks. Well, I'm gonna make a new seasonal character then. Because now, so the whole point of this, sorry, I'm not even doing my intro, I'm getting caught up, or not my intro, but what the point of this episode is about. I have a couple of hours to kill before I meet up with some friends. One of my friends wants to play Diablo, but they're really tired of doing the story because they think it's really boring and they want to go to an adventure mode, so I was going to make a character who was really high level so that I could just, like, rush them through it and we could just crush everything. But apparently, all of my heroes, like Kimora Black, she was seasonal, I think, or was she hardcore? I know Doe was seasonal, like, for sure. But, like, he's not anymore, so whatever. And Courtney Act, I think, was also just, like, a Rego character. I'm gonna delete her. No, I don't want to do that. I want to delete the hero. I'll delete Courtney. Not gonna delete I know Doe. We'll delete Kimora Black. Could do my hardcore character, Vayne. Just because, yeah. Yeah, anyways. What I wanted to make was a wizard. Because they're amazing. So, I just recently went on a trip to Montreal. And, it was very fun. I love that city so much, and hopefully, if everything pans out, oh, I spelled that wrong. If everything pans out, boyfriend Mon and I will be living there this summer, so it should be good stuff. Game settings, no, not campaign. We'll do Act 1, and we'll do Expert Torment. Oh god, I can go like straight into Torment 5? Torment 6? Ooh, interesting. Ain't there is that? Ain't there is that? We're gonna do hard mode. Cause I'll probably die, but I'm not doing hardcore, so, you know, we'll be fine. Hello, other viewers, sorry. But yeah, being in Montreal has just made me realize how much I really dislike the city that I'm in now, and it's just very closeted. But the one thing that I did notice, and is the title we're talking about, we're talking about dating, and it's the whole mask for mask thing. Which is just like a trope that I like find endlessly hilarious. Because I just think it's so like ridiculous how in the gay community this has become like an acceptable thing. And like I'm not saying that there's anything wrong for being like, you know, a dude who's like, oh, I'm a dude and I like dudes for dudes. I get that. I totally get it. But a lot of the time on like dating apps and stuff, well, like really they're hookup apps, but like, you know, there's dating apps too. They just, honestly, they're hookup apps. People will be like, they can put things in their profiles, they'll be like mask for mask, or they'll be like, one of the big things that's really controversial is people will put like no fats, no femmes, no Asians, or like no fats, no femmes, no blacks, or something like that. There's a lot of racism in the gay community. And, you know, which is hilarious because we're like, accept us, but we're going to be openly racist towards people that we just don't want to, you know. And people say like, oh, well, it's sexual preferences, which, I mean, I can't really throw shit at because, you know, I just think it's ridiculous that you would say like outright, like, no, I would never have sex with a black person. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But anyways, the funniest thing to me, this is just something that I find interesting, is the mask for mask concept. When they're like, oh, only dating masculine guys, only into this. And I just always find it interesting because it's like, well, what then is your definition of masculine? Because you seem to have like this clear idea of what masculine is. Because in Montreal, there are so many times where I've encountered guys where it's like, you know, they look masculine as hell, and then they open their mouths, and they're like, yeah, and they sound like me. They're like, yes, queen, oh my god, yes. So, and I'm like, well, that's decidedly not masculine.
So good. I astound myself.
I agree with you, Azula. So, like, what happens then when you are, like, a gay man who is like, oh, mask for mask, and you see this guy who's, like, you know, decked out in plaid and, like, leather boots and stuff and, like, fulfills all of the stereotypes of someone who appears masculine, like, buff, hairy, or whatever. But then it's just like, oh my god, like, does that kill it for you? Does the date end there? And then if that's the case, then what happens when you meet a guy who's like, who appears like, I guess kind of like myself, where I'm not like overtly masculine, but I wouldn't say I'm feminine, at least in appearance. In fact, a lot of the times I'm pretty unclockable as a gay guy. To the point where people have been surprised when they find out that I'm gay. Which my usual answer is like, did you hear me talk for 5 minutes? Honey, I open my mouth and a purse falls out, like, geez. But there are guys out there who are very fashion forward and very, you know, by all accounts, you could say feminine, because they have an appreciation for fashion, or they dress themselves up in ways that are very flattering. They just present themselves well, but are like super masculine and like don't really care for like imbibing in gay culture. Or is it a gay culture thing? I just find it really, really funny how, you know, mask for mask. Like, oh, only masculine guys. Because to me, masculinity isn't like defined by like
need more arcane power.
What you wear. It's more about, you know, just being a man. Gender is one of those things for me that I think gender is very fluid, because I'm very feminine some days. Like today is definitely a femmy day. Like I dressed up and got all cute. If you can see on my Insta, I was being completely ridiculous. But then there's other days where like I'm totally, you know, like just like let's fart and eat chips and play video games, like, you know. And like, is it just like a sexual preference thing? Like I've never understood when guys say mask for mask. Like, is that just for hookups?
I don't have enough arcane power.
Or is that like, would you date someone who is like masculine but also embraces their feminine side? Because to me, that's an important side of gender, is embracing that each gender kind of has facets of both. There's not really any absolute masculine or absolute feminine, you know, to me. And to me, the masculine traits are like the hunter-gatherer skills, the aggression, the sense of pride and stubbornness, whereas the feminine aspects of gender, to me, are, you know, like keen observation, non-confrontationalism, wanting to talk things out versus just getting upset about something and being a little bit thick-headed about it. And like, that's not a bad thing. Like, none of the traits that I attribute to being masculine, I would say are bad traits. They're just traits, like, that are masculine, right? Being very confrontational, or being very, in your face. But I mean, I'm just rambling at this point, right? But I just think it's really funny because I really just want to, part of me really wants to just like get like really, really, really buff and then present myself as like this super mass guy just to be a trap and be like, ha, joke's on you, I'm gender fluid. I just think it's very close-minded. A lot of people attach like masculinity too to like hyper virility or like super hyperized, super like hypersexuality. I guess that's part of it. Which kind of makes me wonder, like, in relationships, is there such a thing as too much sex? Is there really? I don't think so. Too much sex or too much pornography. Pornography probably being the latter, because, I mean, we all do it. But I think there can be such a thing as, like, too much porn. Like, if you're sitting there jacking off all day, and you have rubbed yourself raw, that's, like, you need to stop. You need to evaluate your situation. And I know people who have done that. And it's just, I don't get it. It's like, why do that to yourself? Because after a certain point, if you've just literally been masturbating, like, constantly, doesn't it start to hurt after a while? Like, you know? I guess if you're using lubrication. But yeah. But regards to sex, I don't think there's such a thing as too much sex. Like, absolutely not. I just, in my later years, which is really weird, have become this weirdly, like, asexual person. Where it just, like, does not, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. As much. It's not that I don't desire it.
We have just arrived in
Oh, shut up, I don't mean to
I
put
must
that.
say, I'm a bit dismayed. This place is a backwater filled with serfs and an ancient broken-down monastery.
Because, yeah, like, I just don't, I guess I don't seek it out as much, because, you know, I have a partner. I don't really need to seek it out. But yeah, I find it very, very funny, you know. An interesting thing happened regarding pornography and masturbation is like, we were trying to watch videos at one of my friend's house, and we were using the smart TV, and so he brought his hard drive over, and his hard drive has like all of his videos on it, and everything's like neatly categorized, and everything is like, you know, we all have a porn folder. And there was like some other stuff too, like I don't know. But anyways, so it was like, goes to plug it in, and like all of his videos just like appear like on the TV, like everything. You can see everything, and there's that sense of embarrassment. I didn't even know if there was any porn on there, but I just kind of realized that it like someone else seeing your porno folder like puts you in this really weirdly vulnerable situation. Because you could be sitting there thinking like you're the most normal person in the world, being like, what? Everyone does this, right? And then people are just like, oh my god, you fap to that? And it just really makes you understand that, like, oh, maybe I'm not as normal as I thought I was. You know? Like maybe you have a porn folder devoted entirely to the Skeleton King. And you're just like, yeah, baby, give me that. Oh my god, I do no damage.
Still wait.
I mistimed that. Oh my god, Sasha, are we gonna do this? But yeah, I think like pornography is just one of those really interesting things that like culturally we feel deep shame about, and I've never understood that because everyone fucking watches porn. It's not like I'm gonna show up at your house and find out that you watch porn and suddenly be like, oh my god, that's disgusting, and y'all sitting there going, well, I don't watch it. You're lying. We all do. We all have little things. The only people who don't do it are like the super Catholics, I want to say, and they're crazy. We all know they're crazy. I mean, you have to be. I'm sorry. Like, I respect, you know, people's religious values and stuff like that. Notice how I said religious values? But, like, to me, I find it, like, a system put into place that exists only to oppress you, especially limiting the types of porn you watch. Like, let's be honest, there's some good-ass stuff out there. I don't think I'm gonna win this fight. I should have used that potion. It's like ridiculous. Ain't nobody gonna be like, oh honey, you watching that I can't even think of the first thing that comes to mind is like, oh honey, you watching those snuff films. But like, that's just me going to a really dark place, because if I found out someone was like, you went to snuff films, then like I would be a little bit concerned, but I wouldn't judge you. I mean, honestly. Maybe you're just fantasizing about killing a person you really dislike, and that's your outlet. You know what I'm saying? Because we all need an outlet. And for some people, that's porn. For a lot of people, that's porn. I just find it hilarious okay, guys, relax here. Okay, you know. Oh, Jesus. Jesus! Oh god, I'm focusing a little bit just because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you think there's such a thing as like an unhealthy relationship with pornography or with sex? I definitely think there can be an unhealthy relationship with like both. But I think it's, at least in terms of porn, I'm less inclined to be scrutinizing about it. Because it's like, it really is an outlet, right? At the end of the day.
Not ready
it
yet.
is a way to release your sexual frustration. And honey, ain't nothing wrong with that. It is healthy to have an outlet towards your needs, girl. Because then if you don't watch any porn ever, and you're all pent up sexually, that's when you start getting in, I think, to some of like the real...
I need arcane power.
The real interesting types of people out there. I was gonna say the real kinky stuff, but if we're being real, it's the people who watch too much porn that are into like the real kinky stuff. I definitely have found myself rubbing one out to some stuff that I'm pretty ashamed of. Pretty intense stuff. But I mean, I don't think that makes you like, it's like, I'm not gonna go out and do these things to people. Implying that I've watched some things, but I mean, I've seen one, but not, like, I didn't seek it out with the intent to, you know, rub one off. But I've definitely caught myself watching a video being like, and then as soon as you finish, you're like, oh god, what have I done? Skeleton King is gonna die. I'm gonna kill him with my laser beams. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Oh no, that's not good. Oh dear. Okay, we're stuck. Okay, ow. Anyways, what was I talking about? Right, pornography. And the pornography industry is something that's like, honestly, you gotta think it's really interesting. That and prostitution are probably some of the oldest industries in the world. Because, you know,
Need more arcane power.
everyone's gotta have a way to get their rocks off. And like some of the porn, like, okay, so some of my favorite types of porn are, we're just sitting here on YouTube talking about porn. Great stuff. Welcome to my channel. This is what we do. This is how we do. I love the ones that try to have plots. Like, that try to, like, you know, you have these porn actors, like, try to win, like, their first Golden Globe or some shit. And we're like, honey, no. No. But then again, I guess that's why 50 Shades of Grey exists now. Hashtag read. But see, on that topic, it's kind of like, okay, so anyone who doesn't watch, like, a lot of, like, different types of porn, watches something like 50 Shades of Grey and thinks that that's what BDSM is, and, like, it's not. No. Absolutely not. 100% no. 50 Shades of Grey is for women who are desperate, and like, this is a read, and I'm gonna stand by this, because I firmly believe this. It is for women who have self-worth issues that don't believe they should have a partner who respects them. Because the way Christian Grey deals with and treats Anastasia is, like, not respectful at all. Or, like, normal or healthy in a BDSM relationship. Because yes, it's about power. But it's also about, like, respect within that manipulation of power. If you are respecting someone enough to let them dominate you, and your dominant is respectful of your wishes as a submissive. And as a submissive, you are allowed to have boundaries, and you're allowed to have limitations, which Christian Grey does not give Anastasia. He's just like, no, this is how it's going to be, and this is, you know, how it's going to get. And not all BDSM relationships start out that intensely. If you watch porn on a regular basis, you would know this stuff. But all these women who have nothing to fat to, which I feel so bad for, ladies, you need to start flicking your beans. Watching some porn. Like, all of the women I know who watch pornography are, like, perfectly well-adjusted, and they're not psychopaths. Because, like, yeah, it just creates, like, all of these, like, presumptions. Although there is something to be said about pornography versus reality, because the way porns present some situations, you're just like, that position is impossible. Do you like my ice beam? Ice to beam. Because, like, if you sexually repress people too long, you get Japan. And you know Japan is all kinds of screwed up. Love them to pieces. God bless them. Bless their hearts, but they's all kinds of weird. Because they're so sexually repressed for so long. Which gets me onto my next topic of conversation. Sexual education. I think the way sexual education is handled is, like, completely wrong. Like, yes, I think it's important. I think it's important to know, like, what a penis does and how a vagina works and all of that stuff. But we need to cut to the issues of, like, what sex ed should really be teaching us about. And it should be stuff like, is reciprocating a blowjob necessary? Is cunnilingus necessary for a guy to perform on a woman? You know, it should be like sex education and sex etiquette. Because, girl, there are some people that, did I do this bounty already? Like, what is happening? The skeleton king, yeah, I beat it. Okay. But there was no treasure chest. Usually they drop the treasures. There was no treasure chest. Yeah, it should be things about, like, sex etiquette. Like, you know, how long do you have to be dating someone before you feel the need to have sex with them? Or, like, what is sex? Like, is a handjob considered sex? Is a blowjob considered sex? These are all the things that, like, that people don't get taught. They teach you how to use condoms, they teach you how penis works, and they teach you how a vagina works. And, like, that's it. But there's so much more to sex than just knowing how a condom works and knowing what a penis does and what a vagina does. I feel like there should be courses on anal sex. I feel like there should be courses on... And, like, in high school and stuff. Like, when kids are doing this shit.
Thank you for coming.
Which now is getting progressively younger and younger. And it's, like, it's just, like, absolutely ridiculous. Because, I mean, the first thing that I always think of, like, when it comes to sexual education are, like, all the things that I didn't know. Like I said, like, what was considered sex. Like, when I was young, I considered sex to be, like, oh, you get naked and then you, like, dry hump over each other's underwear. And that was sex. Like, there was no ever talk of, like, the penis goes into the vagina and it feels, like, really good. Well, I mean, I'm gay, so I was just like, well, I don't have a vagina. And that's another thing they don't address. Like, you know, they should talk about homosexuality and the various spectrums of sexuality in sex education, because that's really important. Because now then you go into these situations not knowing anything, and then you feel like an idiot when you're like, oh. There's nothing worse than feeling like an idiot. Especially when you're, like, uneducated about these. I mean, no, I phrased that wrong. There's nothing worse than feeling like an idiot, because no one likes to feel bad. Oh, these are all things. Yeah, I guess I should equip my shit. Things like, is it appropriate to stay the night? Never stay the night. I don't stay the night. Not with hookups, at least. And yeah, the difference between, like, dating someone and a hookup. Like, and all that kind of stuff. See, in my head I had all these, like, little funny quips, and now that I'm doing it, it's just like, I'm bombing. Totally. I'm trying to be funny, but it's, like, not working. It's also because I'm trying to play this game. It's hard. It's hard to stream of consciousness while playing a video game at the same time. Enter the defiled crypt. That is what we're gonna do. Because personally, I feel like someone gives you a beach, like with regarding blowjobs, I feel it's like completely. I think it's up to the person giving the blowjob whether or not they want reciprocation, right? But I would say that the polite thing to do is to reciprocate, because there's so many people who will just be like, I don't do that. And I'm like, nigga, you stupid. Like, you can't just come up here and be all like, oh yeah, suck my dick, and then, like, not return the favor. Like, myself personally, I don't really love receiving oral sex. I'm a very strange person. Y'all will come to learn this as you watch my stream, my channel. I am a exceptionally strange person, but that's not even true. We're all exceptionally strange person. But I think predominantly on the vast majority of people, I'm probably the exception here. Would you know if they are giving you a beach, they would enjoy some reciprocation. It's the same thing with a hand job. If someone gives you a hand job, you come on, dude. Why do you think it's not okay to not reciprocate that? Ooh. Because it's not like I'm sitting there being like, oh, I was going to say this is something that I want to do, but I really like penises, so like, it really is something that I want to do. But if I'm willing to go there and like do all of that work, I want a little something. See, I can't even talk like this in terms of me, because I am such a ridiculous submissive that I'm just like, it's all about you. The pleasure is all about you. I am what you would call a pleasure giver. I get off on getting people off. Like, very much so. And people find it very strange because they're just like, oh, I want to. And like, when someone wants to reciprocate for me, I totally allow it. I'm not going to sit there and be like, no, motherfucker, it's all about you. Like, hell no. If you want to do that, do that. But understand that I will be vocal. Which is going back to sex education. Something I think they need to teach kids is it's okay to be vocal with sex. I cannot stand it when you meet these people who just don't say nothing. Like, you sitting there and you doing your thing, you going down on him or her, whatever, tickles your fancy, and like they are just completely silent. I find this is a lot less common in women because women just make great noises. But like guys can just be like so quiet. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm flying blind here, bro. Like, you gotta give me a hand. You gotta give me some kind of indication. Which is tying back into masculinity versus femininity. Do most gay men view it as feminine to make sounds while having sex that aren't just like grunting? There are more noises you can make than just like, ugh. That's the whole mask for mask thing. It's like, yeah, I have to be masculine. I can't make a sound that's like, I can't make soft noises. Because that's soft and that's feminine, that's gross, that turns me off. I'm like, really guys, really? You're gonna let one little thing like that take the jelly out your donut? Well shit, line them up for me, because I'll have your soft second. Just doesn't make sense to me. People who do twinning. What is up with twinning? I will never understand that to the day that I die. People who date guys that look exactly like them. One of my friends is guilty of this. I'm calling you out on it. You know who you are. And I don't get it. I'm like, why would you date like a carbon copy of yourself? It just does not make sense. Like at all to me. Like, my partner and I look like very, very different. He's a skinny, tall white boy. I'm a short, fat brown boy. I like that opposite. I like that we have that dynamic. To me, opposites attract. Couples who twin are just boring. Even in porn, like when there's porn and it's like, oh yeah, two bareback muscle bear. I'm just like, well, I mean, where's the dynamic here? How is that stimulating? It's basically just masturbation at that point. Like, really? I don't get it. Because, like, let's be real. If you was willing, like, if you seek out people who have, like, your same body, like, why don't you just get a mirror, honey? You're not going to have to deal with half of the problems being in a real relationship is, you know? And I get how sometimes it just happens, but, like, there are guys who's, like, specifically, and to me, that's, like, fucked up. That's, like, girl, check yourself before you wreck your mirror. And then, see, like, the caveat to that would be like, oh, well, there are people who legitimately masturbate in a mirror, but that makes sense to me. Like, that's like, if you turn yourself on so much. But I guess the mindset that I'm coming at it, because if I saw some nigga, like, trying to fucking imitate me, who was like a carbon copy of me, I'd be like, nigga, you trying to steal my style. I did it better. Like, it would just bother me, right? I think the perfect balance is to find someone who is similar enough to you that you get along, but also different enough that they challenge you. It's important. Very importante. to have variation. Like my partner and I, we get in arguments like while we were in Montreal, we got into like a pretty serious argument. But at the end of it, like we came out of it like with better understanding of like, okay, well, I wasn't communicating this standpoint or blah blah blah. But I feel like the things that I appreciate about my boyfriend kind of helped me appreciate myself like a little bit more for not having those things. Does that make sense? Oh god, get away from me. Why? Why? Oh my god, stop! This is annoying. Why? I just want to kill you. I just want to murder you. And then film it and masturbate to it. I'm kidding. Ooh, give me that. Give me that. Am I gonna wear it? I'm gonna wear that. Yes. Yes, she is giving you nothing. She's giving you bathing suit realness. Yeah, anyways, what are your guys' thoughts, feelings? Leave them in the comments below. And if you're watching this live, well, tell me. Give me a talking point. Give me a talking point. Although, to contradict myself, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe there is such a thing as too much sex. I still don't agree with that on, like, any sort of level. Because, like, I'm just like, wow. I mean, if you like what you like, you know, get it. Get it. So, we're going to the Queen, Ariana. Because, like, I think, so the thing that, like, went on in my head just then with, like, the whole too much sex thing was someone who's, like, addicted to sex. But that's being addicted to sex versus having too much sex. Obviously, someone who is addicted to sex. Never mind. You're right. I'm right. Or rather, you know, you're... Wow. See? That was a total moment of crazy, me saying you're right. That's my other me in my head counter-arguing myself. Because, yeah, if you are addicted to sex, I mean, I guess you could say that you're having too much sex. But I think it's... No, I don't even think it's the fact that you're... I don't think it's the amount of sex. It's the need for it that's the problem with the being addicted to sex, right? The sex itself isn't the issue. Just like any addiction, it's not the... It's curbing the addiction. That's what you want to do. Like with me wanting to quit smoking. But that's a terrible example because smoking itself is bad for you. But becoming addicted to something that's like not bad for you, like sex, because having regular sex is healthy and normal, and you know, just like masturbation. Masturbation is healthy and normal. It's essential. Fucking even animals do it. How can it be something that is profane in the eyes of God when animals do it? And that's where the Catholics will be like, well, animals don't have souls. And I'll tell you, have you met a dog? Because all dogs have souls. They're too precious for this earth and we don't deserve them. Dogs are just amazing. Can you tell that I'm a dog person? I'm an animal people. I like animals in some cases a lot more than I like people because animals aren't afraid to be animals. They just do them. Whereas people are afraid to be themselves. We have all these stupid rules where it's like, oh no, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about masturbating and sex. It's inappropriate. Why is it inappropriate? It's a natural function of the human body. Like, we talk about cutting our hair and wearing clothing. And wearing clothing is an affectation of us not having fur, which, you know, is kind of like a natural function of the human body at this point. It don't make sense. The world does not make sense. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. But you get a nigga like me trying to tell you shit. It's like, well, people don't listen. People don't like hearing it. People don't like being justified in things that they view as untowards or unsavory. I'm also a little bit distracted because I'm like low-key secretly really tilted that my seasonal character is cooked. But I did get to level 70, so I just haven't been playing this game a lot. It's my own fault. I've just been stuck into the Monster Hunter world, which I will definitely be doing more of. But like full disclosure, I have another character that I've been playing in my off time, so I'm just gonna start streaming with that character because I'm way farther ahead. Yeah. Oh god, Jesus. God, Jesus. Oh god. Okay, this is, I'm in a bind. I'm in a bind. Ooh, okay. Okay. I just gotta start killing them. Just doing some damage.
Need more arcane power.
I've been feeling right for you, baby. I lost my train of thought because I was too distracted. But yeah, it's just me ranting about stuff. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of this. And then there's the whole dating. Dating in the gay community is just weird. It's weird. Very strange. Like, I hear a lot of hetero people be like, oh my god, you guys have it so easy, you have Grindr. And I'm like, Grindr comes with it, like, this whole slew of problems. Like the mask for mask problem, like the no facts, no femmes problem. And, like, in some cases with the no facts, no femmes, like Asians, no blacks, or whatever. Like, one side of me is like, yeah, I get it. Sexual preference is totally true. Because for a long time, I agreed, like, I just did not find black men that attractive or that sexy. But then, I mean, there's always an exception to the rule, and so lately I've just been opening my mind to more and more types of people. I try to live my life by attraction isn't a choice. If I see it and I like it, and I want to do things with you, then that's just how it is. I don't question it anymore. Because there's really no point in wasting your time. But yeah, dating is very weird, because a lot of gay communities are very incestuous. And it's kind of like everyone knows everyone, or everyone slept with everyone. At least in my town, everyone's slept with everyone else, more or less. And we all throw shade at each other about it. It's really funny. You know, we demand for validation and acceptance of our sexuality, yet there are lots of people in my city, not every city, just in my city specifically, that openly shun people. You know, embracing sexuality, which is the whole problem. Like, we need to stop acting like having sex is like the devil itself. All these people will be like, oh my god, if you have sex before marriage, like, you're going to hell. No one is going to hell for enjoying themselves. I'm sorry, wrong. But I guess I don't know. Yeah, step on those spiders. Step on those spiders. You need to educate people about that. Tell people that, you know, some people like getting their nutsack stuff done. I mean, I don't like that, but if that's what you like, then hey, go for it.
I become more powerful.
But, like, I grew up with a very open family for the most part. They just encouraged me to ask questions about everything. Exploration of kinks is really important. We need to teach kids that some people have kinks, and that's okay. Oh, shit. That's okay. This might be where I die.
Arcane power.
Not today, Satan. Not today. Not today. Oh, Jesus. Okay, one of them's down. Oh, God.
I must wait longer.
I can't move. I can't move. And I'm just dying. So I just need to kill one of them so that I can move. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. This could be it. Oh, no. This is not good. Oh, God, this is not good.
I must wait longer.
Okay. So, you need to die. Okay, just dealing with this situation right now, because this is getting ridiculous, people. Just gonna melt you cold as ice. Melt you? Yeah, melt you. That's what I meant to say. Melting is a term in the gaming community that we use to describe rapidly depleting someone's health pool. Whew. She needs to eat is what needs to happen. I'm hungry. I might take a break for a little bit and just grab some grub. How long have I been going on for? Only 40 minutes. Okay, we'll push past an hour. I also have to keep my eye on the time. Oh, I've got plenty of time. We've got lots of time. Oh yeah, and like, so one thing I've always wondered is, and like, I'm not throwing shade at this, right? But I just find it really curious how a lot of gay guys, when we're dating, like, first dates always end in sex, from my experience. Like, almost always end. And like, I realize that's just because I'm a horny little bugger. And I push that issue, but a lot of the times, like, gay men will be like, oh my god, well, we didn't have sex on the first date, and people will be like, what? And like, that's strange and bizarre in our community, and I just find that fun. I just find that kind of all kinds of weird, because it's like, if you are defining your entire encounter with a person on a first date, especially if it's a first date, by whether or not you're gonna have sex with them, like, honey, that's not a date, that's a hookup. And I'm not saying you can't date someone like that can't come, that dating someone can't come from hooking up with someone. That's not at all true. I mean, my current boyfriend is like 100% that, although he might tell you different. But there's just like, there's this pressure to like, there's like this pressure to do it. And I'm sure there's some of that in the hetero community as well, but I feel like it's much...
Need more time.
Oh, God. These frickin' spiders. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh god. Okay, we'll just do that for now so that we can melt this guy.
I must wait longer.
I know, I'm trying. Wait. Oh, there we go. I didn't see that. Woo! But like, I feel like it's more okay in like the hetero community to like, for someone to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna sleep with him on the first date. Where like it's like that's what we go for. Try before you buy, I guess, right? New dating people. It's like you're dating someone. Start making infomercial. Although you know what? We did when online dating or like when dating things, you would send in tapes, you would record yourself. You should frame them as like, can you imagine if they were framed as infomercial? So you have like your dating profile on a website, right? And then the website like contacts you. And then it's just like, now in your area, bears searching for chasers. You could just target, you could set it to target people like it's an infomercial when it's like late at night and you're alone and you're kind of drunk and you're at your most vulnerable. Available now for the low price, so go fuck yourself. Because you're gonna be alone forever and no one's ever gonna love you. That would market beautifully, I feel. You know? Love Chad, because without him, you'll be alone forever.
I've been healed.
Chad does everything. He tops, he bottoms, he slices, he dices. He's versatile, he's a butch queen, he's a femme queen, he is mask for mask. He also does not like femmes or fads. Kill 100 enemies to earn a bonus chest. Girl, that is not happening. I don't know who you are, or who you think I am, frankly, but that ain't happening. I'm sorry. Like, I just have to survive, so like, and that's what I'm trying to do. So. Yeah, I put like 16 enemies? No. This ain't happening. If I had Arcane Explosion instead of my... You know what? Let's do that. Because Arcane Explosion is just... Arcane Orb, sorry.
If only they could see me now.
There's no way I was gonna make that. No way in heck.
I need healing.
Oh gosh.
You dare attack me?
I love the sorceress. She's so sassy. I thought that was an item for some reason. We'll equip those. Oh, now she's got like these. Yes, honey. I still don't have a chest piece though. Do I? I do have a chest piece. It's more like a brassiere than a chest piece. But whatever. We're just going with it. You motherfucker. The song is so stuck in my bloody head. I was watching Games Done Quickly. All Games Done Quickly. And I was watching someone speedrun Diablo, and it was bloody hilarious. Bloody hilarious. I can put a link to the video in the description. I need to find it first, but yeah, it was pretty entertaining. And he's Canadian too, so support local artists, right? So, like, okay, let's go up this way. This is the thing I hate about these games. They're like, "Ooh, RNG maps. That's a great idea." And I'm like, "But is it? Like, is it really?" I feel like it's gonna be up this way because my bounty is to kill Queen Erenee, right?
I need to go back.
No, I'm not doing that. Caverns of Erenee. Oh, she's just a boss. She's not a bounty. Savage Scabbard. Right, I'm not doing bosses. I'm doing bounties. Oh my god, I'm a mess. Oh my god. Enter the Watchtower. Enter the Watchtower level 2. Return Vendel's Scabbard. Okay. Okay, sorry, I was itching. I was itching. I had an itch on my leg because I'm ashy. I'm so ashy. Oh man, I'm really good.
Nicely done. I'm injured.
Oh jeez. What are y'all playing at? What are y'all playing at? Let's freeze them and then we can go boom. We like
Not
the
ready
claws. The claws that go boom. We're Tugra and Bunny and we like the boom. Boop, 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 boop. Well, I think I might stop streaming Diablo 3 right now and stream something else because this is a game I really just play on my off time. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Can you not? Can you not? Because, yeah,
in the eastern kingdom of Kyrgyzstan.
No one cares. Yeah, so I'm just gonna like hop off stream because I wish I could switch games. Unless there's a way. Let's try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. What am I gonna throw on? Let's try. Let's try Fortnite. Okay.